And here we are again underground in Whistler, about ready to leave. Got the Model Y loaded, not charged, 24%. And we gotta get going. We have like 600 or so miles here from Whistler to Missoula, Montana. So let's go. It is 6:39 in the morning here. Shows 73 degrees here in the parking structure here. So it's a little toasty down here. Don't know what it's outside. And we are at 24%. There is only one urban supercharger here in Whistler, which is in a parking structure, and they charge $11 an hour for parking. Even if you just go there 15-20 minutes or 30 minutes to charge your Tesla, you will have to pay the $11. So we're not doing that. We should have a charger here. It says about 56 kilometers from here, about 40 minutes to get there. So about what is that, 30 miles or so. So we should be able to make this. According to the navigation, we should get there with about 15%, which is plenty. So let's get out of here. We have arrived at the supercharger. It is 7:26 now, 59 degrees out. So since we left the parking structure, obviously the temperature dropped, and we got here with 14%. And so this drive was 57 kilometers, 45 minutes at 114 watt-hours per kilometer. And to turn that into miles, that is 35 miles, still 46 minutes. But we are at 184 watt-hours per mile, which is really good. But it's basically a downhill drive to get here, as we were up in a higher elevation, and we're coming towards Vancouver, which is at sea level. So we are very efficient going this direction. Now let's plug in and get a little charge so we can keep on going on this trip. I will be turning the navigation on. We got a stop in Vancouver at Costco, so we'll see what we need. Not sure if I'm gonna put the whole trip in or what I'm gonna do, so we'll see. We kind of just go and see. It has been preconditioning for charging the entire way as soon as we left, and we're going here at 211 kilowatts. Oh, it goes up even a little higher there. So not sure if we make the 250 or not. 50 minutes remaining is to 100%, and yep, we're approaching 250 kilowatts there. So we're doing pretty good. Not sure that we need 100% anyway, so I'll play with the navigation and we'll go from there. And in just a few minutes we added enough to keep going. We're at 44%. The car says we're basically ready to go. I put all the stops in, and it keeps telling me we have enough. So there we go. Put all the stops in, that we need, including the last stop, which is Tesla Spokane, where we drop off this car and pick up our Cybertruck. And so with less than half, we are good to go down to Vancouver, to Costco, to our second stop there, and then make it across the border to Washington, where we are supposed to charge again in Blaine, Washington, it says, and then North Bend, Washington again, and then Quincy, Washington, and then we're already in Spokane. Well, according to this here, it'll be 5:16 p.m. by the time we get to Spokane, but that doesn't include the time we actually stop, like at Costco or so, so that will add probably an hour or something. So it'll be a little bit later than 5:16 p.m. by the time we get there. But we definitely have enough right now to keep on going, so we might as well keep on going. We arrived at Costco, and so that is our first stop here. We drove 58 kilometers, 48 minutes, 120 watt-hours per kilometer. Actually, that is the current drive. That is after we had to stop to pee. Since we charged, it's actually 110 kilometers. We used 15 kilowatt hours at an average of 138 watt-hours per kilometer. I was gonna say miles. Let's switch this here real quick. There we go. All right, so 68 miles we drove at 222 watt-hours per mile, and we are still at 30%. It is now 9:17, 65 degrees out. So we're gonna go shopping here at Costco real quick, who knows, right? And then we have another stop, and then we'll cross the border, and I think then we need to charge according to the navigation here. So we'll see if that works out as planned. Here, according to the navigation, we got 30%. Not sure. It tells us here we would actually get to that charger with 25%, and we would have a 25-minute stop right there. So that works out for us. So, well, let's go shopping. We arrived in Blaine, Washington, and this looks like a version 4 supercharger right here. So that's our first time at a version 4, and they should have longer cables as they're situated in the middle of the parking area. And so we got here since the last charge. Oh, we're still on kilometers, 137 kilometers, 147 watt-hours per kilometer, which is really nice and low. And actually for our average here, we're 153 watt-hours per kilometer. Now let's switch this here to miles. There we go. So since our last charge, 85 miles, 237 watt-hours per mile, not too bad. And for the entire trip coming here, driving around and whatever, coming on the way back here, 246 watt-hours per mile. So the navigation now here to charge, and then we continue the trip. And then we have the North Bend and then a Quincy, Washington charger before we hit Tesla in Liberty Lake or Spokane. So, well, let's get plugged in here on this version 4. The version 4 has a slightly different handle, different design up here. Also on the side here, this is a little bit different. And it actually has the things up there, so you actually push it up. There's even metal connectors up there. That's interesting. So this must be a magic dock right here. That's what that is. So this is a magic dock right here. Also here is a display. Not sure what that does, maybe for the magic dock. And the cord comes out on the other side and is much longer, so the cord can basically reach both sides of the vehicles, so another brand vehicle can pull in forward and still reach it, or can reach the charge port on either side. So interesting here. So this is a magic dock. Not sure if all of those are all the version 4 here in the US or not. Let's go see how fast we're charging. We're going at 204 kilowatts right now. It was preconditioning since we left Costco, so it's been preconditioning for a while. It's not going super fast. We are at 28% at this point. It's 10:49, 66 degrees out, not super warm but not cold either, so but it's already dropping here. I was hoping it would stay up a little more since we're relatively low. It has been ready here for a couple minutes, so we're ready to keep going. We're up to 80% already. Went pretty quick. It is 11:13, 66 degrees out. And so it's 2 hours and 1 minute. 137 miles to North Bend, Washington, where we should arrive with 30%. So 30% is a lot. Well, we may see, we may change that a little bit as we go, because we could bring it down a little further, see where the closest supercharger is after North Bend. Maybe we'll keep going, we'll see. But so, well, let's get out of here. Bend, Washington Supercharger. We have arrived. There's a couple cars here. So we arrived with 23%. The weather was not very favorable, neither was traffic. And it is now 1:47 p.m. and it shows 60 degrees out. So here now it shows estimated charge time 5 minutes because I wanted to see if I can get that Clealum in. But it would have said we would arrive with 0% and or less than that because yeah, I guess we got to go over Snoqualmie Pass, and so that right there we would have to go over that, so it's quite a distance. And I'm not really familiar with the stretch anyway. We drove through here before, but I don't remember how much elevation gain we have and what's going on going through this area. And the bladder kind of calls anyway, maybe even a coffee. I'm a little tired. We've been going for a while now. So we'll get rid of this one here. Let's see here if we can edit the trip, and we X that one out. We're done. And now let's see what it does here, if it does anything. We're kind of stuck there. So down here it's still showing 50 minutes 48 miles for Clealum. Not sure. Huh, no reception here or something. That is odd. But well, anyway, at this point obviously we have to charge longer here. I don't remember what it used to show. It was like 20 minutes or something, 25 minutes, don't remember. So it's funny, it keeps going and going and going without going anywhere. Well, I think bathroom, maybe Starbucks to get a coffee or something, and then we should be ready to go again. So it just kind of sucks that it rains right now. All right, we're plugged in. We're already back down to 186. It went up to 251. Here it says 1 minute remaining. This is still going nowhere, so I think we need to end the trip and just reset that navigation to there. And here we go. Now, it was just stuck. This happens once in a while. So now here it says 9 minutes. There it says 10 minutes. You can believe whatever you want. Either way, the car probably will be done faster than I will be. So we'll see. And so to the supercharger here in Quincy, right now it shows -10. We are at 33, so we need at least 43% according to this, so we can make it to Quincy. So, but all right. Wow, this is dropping fast. I don't like that. And it's been a preconditioning for supercharging as well, so kind of odd, but whatever. Let's take a little break and then we'll get going. Just barely enough time to go to the bathroom and get a coffee at Starbucks, and it's time. It is 2:02. Let's see, there we go. 64 degrees and we are at 61%. And so the next stop is in Quincy. We should get there with 17%. It is 117 miles, 1 hour 45 minutes to get to Quincy, and by that time we probably need to stop anyway. So, well, let's get going. 100% left, barely made it. We are not in Quincy. Quincy is just a dirt lot with a supercharger on one side and a small gas station on the other, and that was about 24 miles ago. I decided to go past that since we have plenty of charge to make it here, and there's much more going on here, so it's a better location for a stop. It is now 4:10 in the afternoon. It is 83 degrees out. It did not precondition for supercharging at all. We've been driving for so long, plus the outside temperature has increased, so the battery is nice and toasty. So we're plugging in here, and let's see what it says. It says 20 minutes estimated charge before we can make it to Tesla in Liberty Lake. So, well, let's get plugged in. This is going pretty slow right here. 100 kilowatt. This is a 250 kilowatt charger, and it is not too busy. There's actually 2 Ford Mach-E's over that way, but yeah, we should get a bit more than this here. That is ridiculously slow. We should be ramping up to 250 here. It just took another minute, and now we're ramping up. I heard the fans come on the car, so maybe the battery is too toasty, but so we're over 210 now. We're still going up, so we should hopefully reach the 250 here shortly. I just noticed something interesting. So when I got here, the plug was down here, which, well, that's not unusual. Sometimes they're not up there, but this happens to be a magic dock right here. And if you look in here, there's nothing in there. The adapter's gone. That's why it's down there, so it can no longer be attached. So somehow someone was able to steal this adapter, I guess. Kind of weird, but yep. Well, we were able to charge anyway, and we went way over there, had some pizza, and we took way too long, so the car is almost at 100%. We are at 98%. It is now 5:09. It's 90 degrees showing here. 90 degrees is probably a little high. When we got here it was 83, I believe, so it's probably still about the same, but because the car was sitting here and we were charging, the temperature sensor probably just got some heat from that. And this has been up for a while now here, and so we got an hour and 47 minutes to go, 120 miles, and we should arrive at basically 7 p.m. with 46% at the Tesla Center in Liberty Lake. Tesla Service Center, and that's the reason we're here. Our Cybertruck, we're picking it up today. And well, if you watch this video, well, then you know there's a reason we got this Model Y, and it's not like just for fun or whatever, or they didn't want to just gift that to us. No, we had this Model Y because the Cybertruck was here for way too long, and that's a different story. So make sure that you are subscribed and hit the notification bell so you do not miss out on that story. But now, well, I messed up because basically I stopped real quick and checked if this charges with the CHAdeMO adapter, and it did. So since charge is actually, I don't even remember where we stopped, Ritzville or something. So yeah, so since then we used 244 watt hours per mile. But that's not that important anyway. But our entire Canada trip with this car is 1,614 miles. We used 405 kilowatt hours at an average of 251 watt hours per mile. So the Model Y doesn't do too bad at all for the size that it is. We had 3 people, we had the luggage, and we did all kinds of driving. Obviously, well, we had about 1,200 miles for and back, and probably about 400 miles or so in the Whistler area at somewhat lower speeds. But overall, a great car. I also have a review coming about it, what we really think about it, and so on. So well, again, another reason to be subscribed. So make sure you give us a thumbs up for this video. Also, oh, let me show you that again here. EV checked, okay? Haha, if you haven't seen that video, check it out. It is what gives you a emergency exit at a supercharger. We've been using this at every supercharger here on this trip, and we always use it at every supercharger when we go on a trip because we want to be safe. There's a link down below in the description. Use this link and you get a great discount on purchasing an EV checked. Well, now we gotta move all our stuff out of this car into the truck, and we still have to go about another 180, 190 miles, so about another 3 hours. Now it is here, it is 7:15 and it is 78 degrees out. We're arrived here with 49%, but who cares, because we charged to almost full since we had lunch at the last spot anyway. What's the big takeaway from this trip? Again, we started with an empty tank. So you can start with an empty tank. It's really not a big deal. We drove about 30 miles to the first supercharger, and for most people there is a supercharger within 30 miles, and then it depends on where you go and how many superchargers you can skip and whatever. But that's kind of what we did. We didn't really plan this route at all. We just kind of went and used the navigation as needed and just kind of checked where the superchargers are and kind of changed it a little bit because we didn't want to like end up in Quincy. You know, there was really nothing there, so we went to Moses Lake and had lunch, so that was much better. So you can do that. And this whole trip didn't take any longer with this electric car than it would have with a internal combustion engine vehicle. Not at all. Because all the stops we took, we needed bathroom breaks, coffee, snacks, lunch, whatever. We needed to stop anyway. So it didn't take any extra time whatsoever. So that is important. Well, but for us, like I said, we need to move our stuff quickly over because we're gonna lose another hour as soon as we're going over Lookout Pass from Idaho into Montana. We are losing an hour, so it's already 8:16 in Montana, and we got 3 hours to go, so we better get going. And again, make sure to give us a thumbs up for this video. For any other video, check our links down below. We got links to different stuff, and most of them have a discount code either there, or you get a discount automatically with that link. Go check those out. This also helps out the channel a little bit, so that would be very much appreciated. In any event, thank you for watching. Goodbye.